What's up, everybody? It's the Alex Leak and Friends NFL podcast. Back for another week. I got my co-host with me, David Stoyo,
Hello.
and we got a special guest on with us this week. Former Nebraska Cornhusker and Kansas City Chief, 9-year NFL vet, corner Eric Warfield. Thanks so much for coming on, Eric.
Hey, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, it's a big honor. For those of you that don't know, Eric played 115 games in the NFL, 77 games started. Over 300 career tackles, 20 interceptions, 49 passes defensed, along with 3 defensive touchdowns. Um, we'll start at the beginning here, Eric. You played your high school ball in Texarkana, Arkansas.
Yep.
Um, what
Uh,
was that like? What was your high school career like?
it was a lot more fun then. You get to play with the kids that you grew up with. Went through all the troubles of being a kid and learning the game and becoming um, somewhat a fine-tuned athlete at that high school level, and just seeing the progress come up with you and your friends kind of made that a little bit more special. But it was fun. I had a lot of guys on my team that were, I thought, more athletic than me, better football players, but they didn't get that chance to go on and become a national champion and have an NFL career though, for
Yeah.
whatever reason.
You were a two-sport athlete back then, right?
I was in football, basketball, and track.
Oh, nice. That's cool. So you got a question here?
Yeah, you went to college at Nebraska. How did you choose to go to that school?
So I had a choice of pretty much any school in the country to go and take visits to, and a guy that was a few years older than me, Rod Smith, that played for the Broncos, Denver Broncos,
Oh,
Oh
nice.
wow.
uh, was played in my high school. So he came back to come look at the high school play, watch the guys play, and he kind of followed us along during our high school careers and questioned some of us on the interest of where we thought we would end up going. So he went through some of the letters and saw that I had quite a few from Nebraska, and asked why didn't I have Nebraska in like my top five? Well, not to make myself sound bad, but I didn't know there's football in Nebraska. I never really watched college football growing up. I never watched it in high school.
Uh-huh.
University of Arkansas was pretty much the only thing that we knew around here, and I never even watched them play. So that dream of going off and playing in a big time college and becoming an NFL player, I never had those aspirations. That's the way things just kind of fell into place with me. I just enjoyed playing the sports and went along with how things, kind of fell into place during my career.
That's awesome. That's a cool story of how you got to be in Nebraska. Can you tell me a little bit of what it's like to play for a legendary coach like Tom Osborne there in Nebraska?
Oh, it was awesome. You got a guy that took time to get to know each and every individual on his team. And there's heck, I want to say we had over 200 players at that time because of the walk-on program thing. So, but he knew every player that was on the team. He knew them first, last name, and he knew their background. So for somebody to take interest in guys that are freshly on campus and to know that much about them, you had a special person that you were working with. And he took the time to get to know the guys that he wanted to work with and who would work well with him. And so, we didn't have the greatest college players or NFL players, but we had a great team. And he was, the head of that ship, the captain of that ship that got us to where we got those rings on our fingers.
Nice. Yeah, you won a national championship with them, right?
It sure did.
That's awesome. That's got to be a great time. Um, Speaking of that, going along with that, what are some of your favorite moments of playing at Nebraska, games wise or with teammates?
Lawrence Phillips ran through Michigan State in the first half. That was a tremendous game. All the bowl games, but I think the most memorable game for me was a game that we nearly lost. And that was against Missouri.
Okay.
And for some reason, you think of all the bad things that you did in that game that caused that game to be so close, and so that's what makes it stick out so much more than those games that that you may have rolled over teams or beaten them by 40, 50 points. So that game against Missouri when Chevin Wiggins kicked the ball up, Matt Davison caught it in the end zone, and the pass from Scott Frost. That's got to be for me the most memorable game of my career.
Nice.
You played against Peyton Manning in both college and in the NFL. What was that like?
It was fun. You knew the star power that you were going up against in Peyton because he stood out in college. He was a guy that didn't make very many mistakes, and he was a guy that was putting up excellent numbers. With a group of guys that really didn't stick out that much. Fearless Fighters, I think, was the biggest thing that he had that took a on in NFL sort of a standout player. So, but you knew just that team itself rode on the back of the shoulders of Peyton Manning. So going up against him and beating him in the fashion that we did, that made it one of those spectacular games. Mainly because we were in competition with Michigan on who the real national championship team was that year. And I think Michigan played against the Ryan Leaf team that barely won, and we went out and beat a Peyton Manning team, I want to say, by 20-plus points. So we tried to make a statement.
Wow.
When we played against them. So, they were a tremendous game, tremendous team, and, him lead the ship made it that much more special. In the NFL, Peyton was, he was phenomenal. Not taking anything from his college career, but yeah, he went on and broke so many records in the NFL and kind of took away my Super Bowl aspirations when we played them in the playoffs. And, we had a great team that year, went 13-3, and ended up playing the Colts in the first round, and we lost.
Yeah.
Heartbreaker.
Yeah, I mean, that's got to be, I would think that's one of the toughest guys in the history of the game to go against.
We're Bears fans, so we faced them in the Super Bowl, and
Yeah.
that did not work out for us.
Forgot about that.
Eric, coming out of Nebraska, heading into the NFL draft, what were your expectations going into that? Did you think that you should have been drafted higher, and were you surprised when you fell a little bit?
Oh, no. I was a part of a team that I thought that made me look better than what I really was. I didn't think I was a great college player. I thought I was our front seven. Our defensive line was awesome. Our linebackers were pretty good. And we had some guys in the secondary that went on to have some really good NFL careers, like Mike Brown, who played for the Chicago Bears.
Oh, yeah.
Ralph Brown had a pretty good career with the Cardinals and a couple of other teams. So I played alongside some great players. And when I thought back on things that I did for the University of Nebraska, I didn't think I had a chance. I wasn't a big hitter. I didn't have a lot of interceptions. I didn't have the most memorable plays upon that championship team. So coming out and winning that Tennessee game, I did have an interception against Peyton Manning. But I didn't think I had done enough over my college career to put myself in a position to be drafted into the NFL. And so when that day came, I would say when that day came, but after we played Tennessee, I'd gotten a few letters from agents, and it was more like, hey, we'd love to represent you. We don't see you going on the first day. We don't know what round, but, we got you predicted in the second day going somewhere. I heard some chatter from some teams. So, I mean, that's not all that promising when you get those kind of messages and letters. So, and then when you're part of that kind of a team that had so much talent and you didn't exactly know where you fit in at. So, the whole thing of being disappointed at where I was picked at in the draft, that bothered me none. I'm just glad that I had the opportunity to go and play, and I had a decent NFL career.
Yeah, going along with that, they must have, they saw something in you. When the Chiefs drafted you, I think I heard that they wanted you to switch positions. As soon as you came into the NFL, they wanted you to go from safety to corner. Is that right?
So that phone call was almost depressing because I had never covered anybody one on one, and then just knowing the kind of talent that you face at wide receiver, those guys are normally taller. They're usually quicker, and most of the times they're going to be faster. And on top of that, you have to react to their every step in order to keep them from catching the ball. So when I got that phone call on draft day, we enjoyed watching your workout. We came and watched you at the combine. We watched your pro day at Nebraska. We liked a lot of your movement, but I think we're going to move to safety to corner. I'm not going to turn that down. To get the job in the NFL, I'd play anything. They could ask me to play offensive line, and heck, I probably have to put the weight on to do it. But that's not something I'm going to turn down when you get that kind of a phone call.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's cool though. I mean, so you come in as a, seventh round pick, 216 in the drafts. That must have been was that pressure on you, switching positions and trying to earn your way onto the roster?
It wasn't. I wasn't given a huge signing bonus, so I wasn't one of those to where I felt like I had security because I had the signing bonus that came in, or I didn't feel like I had the pressure of having to stand out and do more than what I was asked of because I was switching positions. I felt like they gave me a little freedom to learn more within more time than the other guys. Having to switch position in the NFL is not an easy task. That's the best of the best.
Yeah.
And a coach calls you and asks you if you can switch position. Obviously, you got to give him your best effort to do what it takes to make that switch. But you also know that it's not going to happen overnight. So you're going to need a little time to learn and to execute what it takes to be that caliber of a player.
That's awesome. That's a cool story. Stoyo, you got a question here?
Who are your favorite teammates, and who did you become friends with? And do you still keep in touch with some of the players you played with?
I keep in touch with nearly everybody that I played with, and probably except for Tony Gonzalez. I haven't talked to him in a couple of years. He's changed his number. Tony's like big time right now, doing all the CBS stuff, and whether it's I forget the Amazon. His wife is doing the Amazon show, and he's on NFL channels on Sunday. So
yeah.
Other than that, I still talk to Brees Holmes, Trent Green, Dante Hall, Larry Johnson, Eddie Kennison, Dexter McCleon, Greg Wesley, Jerome Woods, Mark McMillan, Neil Smith.
Man, I missed that team.
Yeah, those are some great names right there.
That was a great team.
So who are, along with that same, going in that same direction, who are some coaches that you would credit with having the biggest impact in your career?
Obviously, Marty.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm assuming you're going with NFL career.
Yes.
So Marty was the guy that drafted me. Marty was an excellent coach, and just so happens that things just didn't fall his way when it came to the playoffs. He was going to have a 9-win season every year and get his team into the playoffs most of the time, but it's just that certain things happened that kept Marty out of the Super Bowl. We witnessed that when he was with San Diego, and all they had to do was fall on the ground when they got the interception. They're in the Super Bowl, and the guy ended up catching the interception and he fumbled, and they ended up losing, and he's out of Super Bowl again.
Yeah.
So Marty was a great coach, and just the way Coach Vermeil went about his relationship with guys, and he did an excellent job of making me feel comfortable with the transition of being a nickelback player and into a starter. I was mostly a nickel player when Marty was there and got to Cunningham, but when Coach Vermeil came in, I was pretty much a full-time starter.
Nice. That's cool. Stoyo, you got one?
Marcus Peters was traded this offseason. What do you think of the move?
It's hard to lose a player of his talent. Or to let him go. I wouldn't say lose, but let him go.
Mm-hmm.
But when things just don't fit, you got to do what's best for the team. And I don't know the relationship between Marcus and the team, but throughout the season, we saw that there was a lot of what do you call it? Not animosity, but there was something there that you could tell that there wasn't a great relationship with him and the staff.
Mm-hmm.
And so, with that being said, my opinion doesn't matter in that. And I think the team had to do what was best for the team in order to put themselves in a better position to get it over their hump. And if trade Marcus was the thing to do, we'll find out soon enough. And he's on to a great defensive squad. I think the Rams have done a great job of trying to put a lot of big name players together, and it seems like it's the Golden State Warriors of the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
But
Exactly.
you never know how it's going to work out. So, but right now on paper, they look really good adding him and Ndamukong Suh and Akeem Talib to that defense.
Yeah.
That is a scary
yes,
defense.
we hate to see Marcus leaving Kansas City, but like I said, that the GM knew what was best for the team, and him and Andy Reid had to talk about it to see before they made that decision.
Yeah, absolutely. And maybe it was a case of, I mean, you can't have a player that's above the team, and it's got to be a team first mindset. But no doubt he's a great talent. I hope it works out for him in LA. It's a good question for you. You've played both safety and corner in your career. Which do you prefer? What's your favorite position to play?
I'll admit, corner was a lot of fun once I got the hang of it, but it brings a lot of scrutiny with it. Like, you can go and have a great game and cover everybody on that team for the entire game, and you give up that one play that cost the game, and then it's like you ruined everything. And that's happened to me a few times in Kansas City where I've gone out and I've played really good games. You know, and you give up that one play that might cost you a game, that might cost you a big play in that game. So, and it's like, you know, afterwards, all you hear is like what you did, what you didn't do, instead of what else happened throughout that game. So it comes with a lot of controversy and scrutiny, but you know, you gotta have thick skin to be out there. But I will admit that it was for me the most fun position to play.
And then when you say most fun, what did you like the most about it? Like the one-on-one matchups? Do you like I'll say it like this. Do you prefer interceptions or do you prefer big hits, forced fumbles kind of play?
Wasn't a big hitter, although I had a few big hits in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
I love the interceptions. I love being able to react to someone's every movement and pick off, you know, the best guys in the world, and either take it for 6 or whatever kind of yards you can get from. I mean, that is probably one of the best feelings you can have.
Yeah.
You know, it's like that receiver catching that deep pass for 6, or you know, Dante Hall and all these other return guys getting that punt return kickoff and taking it to the house. That is a great feeling when you can master your position and make the plays like that. So.
Yeah, and on top of that, you said you've picked off Peyton Manning before. That's a pretty incredible accomplishment. That's cool.
Heck yeah.
Stoyo, you got a question here?
Darrelle Revis retired today. Where do you rank him overall as a corner?
Enjoyed watching him play. Heck of a talent. Deion Sanders is by far my number one at the corner position. I didn't get to watch, you know, my man that played at Oakland, Alvin Hayes. I think that's his name.
Mm-hmm.
But Deion by far is number one. Revis I have to put in the top 5 just because I've enjoyed watching him play. Aeneas Williams I put in the top 5.
Nice.
Champ Bailey I want to throw in there, but I got to put Charles Woodson first.
Okay.
who else are some of these guys. I would love watching Ty Law play.
Nice.
Oh, for sure.
And Patrick Surtain. I don't know. Reeves, he's gonna make the top. I'll give him top 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Great defender. So heading into the 2018 season, I know you talked about the Rams. What are some teams you're looking forward to watching, and some storylines that are intriguing you? Are you following the Chiefs or and what they're doing?
I'm 100% loyal to my Chiefs. You know, I
Yeah.
enjoy watching football on Sunday, and just being lazy on the couch. But when it comes to the Chiefs, that's where I'm tuned in at.
Nice.
So yes, no other team outside of them, but I do enjoy just watching overall football, no matter who's playing.
Nice.
Alex Smith had a almost MVP like season last year, and you guys ended up trading him, and you're giving the franchise to Patrick Mahomes. How do you view his future?
Mahomes,
Yes.
I don't want to say he's got an easy task in front of him, but he's got a heck of a tool belt going into this. I mean, you have a Kareem Hunt, Tyreek Hill, and Travis Kelce as your 3 best weapons. And given, I think they're probably top 5 in the NFL at their position. You know, I easily say Travis Kelce the second best tight end after Gronkowski. Kareem Hunt led all NFL running backs in rushing yards. And Tyreek Hill is just amazing. Football player and wide receiver and special teams guy. So, you know, to have that kind of talent, it doesn't make it that hard for you to go out and be successful. Just don't try to overdo it and do what they ask of you. He should have a pretty good season. As long as he doesn't try to do too much. And I think right now they have the Chiefs favored going into the season. You know, it's one of the top teams. Obviously, St. Louis, well, I wouldn't say St. Louis, but the LA Rams, their defense is going to be pretty stout. But that's only on paper. We get to see what they could do as a team on Sunday.
Yeah, absolutely. We're Bears fans, but I like some of the players on the Chiefs. I'm a big Kareem Hunt fan. It's impossible not to like Eric Berry and what he's accomplished and come back from. He's so much fun to watch. So our Bears signed Matt Nagy, the Chiefs. He was a Chiefs OC for a couple of years. What do you know? Do you know much about Matt Nagy, and what do you think that we're going to be getting from him?
It depends.
Yeah.
Coordinators can come in and be a big difference maker in what the offense does, or what a team does. It's just a matter of how well those players react to what they bring to the table. I didn't get to watch a lot of what the Bears did this year. I know they had Trubisky, the quarterback.
Yeah, yep, Trubisky.
Yep.
And I think, was it number 29, that young guy?
Yeah,
26,
Tariq Cohen, yep.
Yeah, so you guys have some young talent that came in and did really well for a first-year player. So he's got some talent to work with there. I don't really know a whole lot about the Bears, but just having those 2 guys and the plays that they made last year, I mean, you got something to look forward to. And adding Nagy, you know, hopefully he can come in and turn you guys around and, you know, put you in the playoffs. But I think you guys got a pretty tough conference over there.
Oh, yeah.
You got to deal with.
Yeah.
Mr. Rogers has been giving us nightmares.
Yeah.
Do you think the game has changed since you've retired?
Oh, definitely. You know, whether it's the way, the speed of the game, all the way to the way guys are penalized with the way they hit, the way they're being hit, you know, calling plays that we've seen over the years being plays or not plays. You know, the catch. What's a catch? What is it? What is a catch and what's not a catch?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a lot has changed. But to me, still the best sport in the world to watch. And
Absolutely.
I kind of hate that they're taking away so much, but I also understand the reason behind it. You got a lot of guys dealing with injuries that some never come back from. You got some guys that have injuries post-career that affect their families, and so they're trying to, help out with that. So I understand the reason behind a lot of it, but yet it does take a bit of the fun of what you grew up liking and loving. So
Yeah, absolutely.
So continuing with that, where do you see football in 10 years?
honestly, I have no idea, none whatsoever.
Yeah.
I see how they're trying to change up the way people tackle, and I'd hate to see it go to rugby.
Yeah.
But if we can't find a way to control a lot of this concussion protocol and stuff that's affecting players and their families, we got a lot of guys in recent that have had some mental issues and have taken their lives.
Yeah.
Donated their brains for research. So that's something you have to take extremely cautious and be aware of. And I think they're trying to protect the shield, and also I think they're trying to protect the players. So, but what can you do about it? I honestly don't know. That is a hard thing to judge. That is a hard thing to make a decision on. As a commissioner, as coaches, and as players, because you want to go out, you want to continue playing the game at the level that you knew growing up and that you played it at, but you gotta also understand what comes from it, from the injuries and all that. So
Yeah.
it's a hard place to be in to make that call.
Yeah, I agree. It's tough, and the NFL is a little bit at a crossroads, and I hope they get it figured out. I hope that we understand the head injuries a little bit better going forward, and we can make the game safer, yet keep it great competition and keep the game physical at the same time.
Oh yeah, I even heard that they're gonna take. I don't know if it's gonna be this year, but they might be getting rid of the kickoff return.
Yeah.
There's guys that made their career, they're Hall of Fame players because of kickoff returns. Dante Hall.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of the best in the game. That's where he made his name at, was on returns. And how do you get rid of something like that?
Yeah.
But they're trying to protect their image.
Yep. I hope they figure it out. I hope they keep the kickoffs. I mean, one of my favorite players, Devin Hester,
Absolutely.
it's fun watching those kick returns, and Dante Hall was great as well, and I don't want to see it taken away, but
it really changes the momentum of a game.
Yeah, and I hope they get it figured out. But thanks so much for coming on, Eric. This was awesome having you on our podcast.
All right, thanks for having me on, guys. Enjoyed it.
Yeah, great episode, great interview, and you're the man. And thanks again. Have a great day.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you too.
Yep.
Hopefully it's Bears Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, let's do that. That'll be fun.
All right, well, that'll do it for this week's episode. Thanks for checking us out. Don't forget to like, subscribe, or leave a comment. And have a great week. And we'll be back again next week. Peace out, guys.
See you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks.